Three, two, one. Welcome to the SaaS Pulse Show. My name is Michael Bertoni, and I'm the founder and CEO of SaaS Talent. And unbelievably excited today. It is so great when we have a woman founder because, the market is, there's obviously a lot of men in the market. There is a ton of women too. And it's great to have women founders on the show because there are so many more of those and so many awesome women that are out there that are building tech. So it's awesome to have you on the show. So let me introduce and let me make sure I get her name right. So I know I might mix it up. Hopefully I don't. It is Shanthi Rajan. She is the co-founder, the CEO and co-founder founder of Linarc, which is a construction tech management company that she's going to tell us all about. And just really excited to have you on the show.
Thank you, Michael. I'm really thrilled to be on this show. I'm the CEO and founder, not co-founder. So.
CEO and founder, no co-founder. She's the CEO and founder, everybody. So awesome to have you on. And, so just for everybody out there listening, definitely connect with her. If you can, connect with her on LinkedIn, right? If everybody needs help. I mean, I also saw that she was an investor as well. So she obviously has that expertise. But let's get right into it here. What I always love to start with is the superhero backstory, right? So everybody has a great backstory that brought them to Linarc. So what's your story? Like, how did you get to Linarc and the place where you are today?
Yeah, I've always been a tech entrepreneur, okay? I came in, I think very, very early on in my career, I was just building small products on my own. And then had a good break even with my very first product. We took it out and we were selling it into pharmas. We had some decent success, but not in a big way. It was really a product that didn't, that was where I learned what it means, product market fit. The product might have been great, but it wasn't the right audience we were selling to, Right. So then after that, I created an immersive learning platform that got acquired by IBM. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and then following that, created a full-on, pre-sales to post-sales customer management platform that got acquired by what is today Variant, So it's been building products is kind of in my DNA, I would say, ever since I started working, if you can acquire DNA that late. But yeah, so that's what it is. So after that, I did do a few things here and there, was both investing as well as advising and working in consulting capacity in various companies. But I was waiting to start something. It was just like waiting for the right kind of ideas to fall in, getting, really excited about an idea, being able to chase it without, any holdups. So
Sure.
That's what construction was. I was working on actually in a hardware piece, focusing on, last mile connectivity, on the field or off the road, that one. But it took me to a lot of contractors because a lot of all construction work happens on the field, right? So
yeah.
That's what got me to understanding a lot about the industry. It took me still, it's a very complex industry. It's a veteran industry, it's a very old industry. So many experts in that space. So when you go in and each type of construction is different. So it took me a while to get, grasp my head around, what this industry requires, etc. And as I was doing that was when I realized, not a lot of work in the field is connected to the office by way of tech, It is all phone call or end of the day, you have to report back, you type up something, even things like time cards, right? But a lot of sites don't have any automation on that. And even today, a lot of work happens with, Excel or Microsoft Doc, or sometimes via phone calls, emails, text. So that's what made me realize, that is a great opportunity here for someone like me who's really product grounded, who can visualize problems end to end, put it all together, and then create a system that is really solving some complex problems for the industry. Okay, so took a while, but to understand, grasp, what is needed for to be built, and then that's the platform, Linarc. So
nice. So I could tell that you are an awesome product person. So I could already just tell. So everybody, a lot of my audience that's listening is early stage startups, solopreneurs. You need a great product person, right? So she's a great person to connect with. People have ideas, but they don't know how to get it out to market. They don't know how to do it. So you brought a few products to market, had some sales, but you're like, I'm going to do this myself, right? And you got into construction market and you learned about it, and then you're building something that's great. So
Yeah.
tell the audience a little bit. I want to hear your elevator pitch, right? So what is the elevator pitch of Linarc? Like, so what does Linarc do, and what's the value proposition?
Yeah, so Linarc, it's really a game-changing software for the construction industry. Okay, so it's really it's a completely connected, well-connected, collaborative platform for every player in the industry. Okay, the biggest what I mean by that is whether you're an owner developer or a subcontractor or a contractor or a design team, this collaborative platform pulls all of them together in the context of a project workspace. So everyone can, participate in the data and the information that's gathered, and it connects the field to office, and, contractor to contractor. So that's the crux and the heart of the application. And one biggest difference also is it's not just a project management software. I want to really emphasize that. It's a construction management. If you think of any company, right, they're not managing one project. So they are managing all their projects. So they are looking to optimize or, make the best out of all the resources that the company has, whether it be their crew, their PMs, or even if they own any equipment, or even their cash flow, right? All of these have to come together so that the company gets good returns from all the investment they make in, on these different projects. So that's why we are also an operational focused platform. Okay. So
Nice.
not managing projects. So really the whole thought is to serve the contractor or the company really well. So that being the foundational thought, that's why it focuses on both project as well as the operations that's needed to make these projects successful. Okay, that's kind of a huge differentiation for us. And the other thing also is foundationally is like, we use the latest technology. It's completely cloud-based. It's connected, real time, all these things that you come to expect in a modern tech platform. It's all built in with that. And we're also AI enabling it, going forward. So that way, it is one of the best platforms out there for you if you're a contractor or an owner developer to look at and take a look at and see if it will help your business or operations. The other thing, which my sales guy, my CRO loves to say really every time is like, we are the best ROI platform. Okay, we are the price leader in this market, and that's one of our vision. Foundational vision was really about giving the best to the industry at a cost price that makes total sense for them. So those are all some of the biggest differentiators, and that's what is getting us in front of really big and small customers. We target a wide range of them, and that's what is bringing us the success that we are finding right now.
So in terms of, how long have you been in the market, right? So how long has the product been out in the market? And explain to the audience what your ICP is. So who is really the ideal customer profile, right? So if people out there listening, they can maybe send you a referral or reach out to you. So how long has the product been out? And what is the ideal customer profile?
Yeah, so we took about almost 2.5+ years to build out the platform. Okay, almost close to 3 years to build out the platform. So it's been in the market since about early this year. So about March or April, we started actively reaching out and doing cold calls. Before that, it was a lot of inbound or that was what was fueling. But now we are actively selling. Let me put it that way. And our initial, ideal customer profile, the ICP that you asked, it's right now, since the platform is, huge, can support a wide array of projects as well as different types of, companies in this industry, owners or contractors, whatever. We have right now focused a lot on commercial contractors, commercial projects. And I would say, large number of our customers that we are, talking to are all in the commercial or maybe, infrastructure projects, and project ranges and the company ranges are, revenue from, 20 to, we have 300, 400 million. That's where our target market is right now, as despite the product's capabilities, we are focusing on this for our initial market.
So when you say like commercial projects, are people building buildings? Are they like building so what are they like?
Yeah, so I would put it more like, we are not targeting the single family home market. That's more better way to look at that.
Right.
The problems and opportunities there are different than what it is if you're building a school or college or office building. So all of those we are very well suited for. Even if it's a high-rise condominium or an apartment complex, all of those are fair game for us. Our product will really suit those kind of projects very well.
Nice. So, I like that market a lot. I could see how that market would be underserved.
Yeah.
So, kind of like small, medium-sized construction, not like single family, but maybe a step up, and then going up to like large projects where people are building like condos and people are building things. Yeah, I could totally see that market being underserved. I think that's great. So I love to dive into who are you selling to? Like in those, what I'm curious about is who are you actually, who's the people you're selling to in those? Is it like, the person that's running the show, so to speak? Is it the CEO of the company? Is it the COO? Like, who are you selling to?
Yeah, that's a great question, right? So it totally depends on the size of the company. The smaller the company, that is obviously, one decision maker, okay, very clearly, right? So as the company size is bigger, there are different types of decision makers, but our path to closing always goes through, project director, someone in charge of construction, senior PMs, all of those. Those are all the people who would eventually have to look at the platform and say that it meets their needs. But we sell typically into, someone who's a director of operations, VP of operations, or even VP of projects, director of constructions. Those are all titles that work really well for us. Those are the kind of people we reach out to. But if you're a 20 million to 30 million, $40 million company, we directly go for, the owner or the CEO of the company who gets to make that decision.
Got it. Yeah, no, I could totally see that being a great market. There's a lot of construction going on. With all the money that's been in the market, right? Over the last few years, even in the Philly area, there's so much construction going on, like all the time. I probably have a couple good referrals for you because I remember I'm part of the Philly 100. I'm on the board of the Philly 100, and they're out of the Philly 100 winners last year. I remember a lot of them in construction. There's like 10 of them in construction. So yeah, there's some good referrals there that we have for you. So in terms of what sets your product apart, so what does the competition look like? So who are the competitors, and what sets your company apart from those competitors?
Yeah. So this, in the less than a decade, this space has just exploded. Okay. So even when I was looking at different products, there were not as many when I was doing my research, right? There were not as many as there are today in the market. So it is in some sense a crowded space right now, which is great for contractors and this industry. They get to make their choices, look at different products and pick the one that suits their business really well. Okay. So
right.
Which is really, really great, given that this industry needs, a lot of investment into technology. Okay, so what sets our product apart? Really, one of the statements that I made first, we are both a project management and an operational support platform. Okay, so if you're a contractor, you're looking for like an ERP kind of a system that goes end to end for you and connects you into the ERP of your choice, then that's us. And
Nice.
the other thing is there's a lot of focus that's gone on into making sure that a process is carried end to end digitally, So not some part of the thing goes into some document, something, everything is collated into a the system on which you can build intelligence. So that
Hmm.
means nothing is lost in the middle. So there's suddenly not something doesn't go through email, so you're in a process and suddenly here now something goes through email, right? It doesn't happen like that. So that's a lot of thinking that's gone into making sure that data is all centralized so we can build on top of that for you. Okay. And then there's a lot of intelligence that we have put in, basically, connecting the dots. We do that a lot of analytics that sits. So based on if you run 2 projects, you'll start to see the intelligence come across even just these 2 projects for you. So we track a lot of data, anything that's of interest. And the other thing is, even though the platform is well built out, there's so much of scope for customization that you can make it your own.
Hmm.
Whether it be a particular form that you need to build with, your own custom fields, workflows that you want to add into it. So even though a lot of the processes has been built, you can take that same process and tweak it and make it your own. So
Nice.
that's one of the unique features, because this industry, right, no 2 company does everything the same, and no 2 projects are the same. Even if it looks a lot the same, there could be a lot of variances. So you can tweak it to suit the project, to suit your business, or to even suit a problem. So that is one of the biggest advantage. And the other big thing is our pricing is typically based like what you would price on a SaaS, fixed price every month, irrespective of the number of users you use or the number of projects you run. It's just based on certain parameters that we determine at the early stage of contract drawing up for you. And it's also modular, right? Construction has so many different processes that are there. So we have created various modules. Okay, so you can start anywhere and then grow in your journey with Linarc. So we have thought about the customer and their process of adopting a digital platform, and try to make it as easy and effective and organized, as well as leaving them with a lot of ROI. So that's Linarc.
Shanthi, I'm sold. Seriously. I mean,
I'm
sign
sending
me
you,
up. Like,
I'm
I'm
sending
like,
you the
I'm like,
contract.
I'm like, I'm like, I'm like, you're really good at selling. So it's good. You probably learned how to sell too. So it's really cool. I can see a lot going into it. What my next question is, are the challenges? I'm sure one of the challenges is, how do I get people to care? So
Yes.
so how do I get people to give what I mean? So it's like, so what are your major challenges? So tell everybody, what are the challenges you're facing? What are you dealing with, and how are you overcoming those challenges?
Yeah, that's also a great question. I mean, for a startup like ours, we're still early in the sales journey, right? There are a lot of challenges. Okay, foundationally, a lot of the challenges are about getting in front of your customers, telling them the value proposition and convincing them that they should give us a try. That is really the foundational challenge for any startup, not
Right.
just Linarc. And the way we are tackling that, right from the onset, having had experiences before, right, is really looking to understand this customer base. So that's why we took the time to build out a platform rather than just one module, because when you build out one module, it leaves a whole bunch of data that any project needs out there. Okay, so that's one of the way we tackle the thing of here is a full platform for you, adopted, zero IT. You don't have to worry about it. It's on the cloud. We take care of all of this. You don't need a heavyweight admin person constantly tinkering with the system. So
Mhm.
again, very minimal administrative task, a whole bunch of automation. So it makes it easy for adoption. So let me put it that
Nice.
way. So in any industry, what wins is ultimately the product. You have to outperform your competition, especially given it's a crowded space when we come in. So that's a lot of thought that's gone into the product side. So that's where we are clearly really doing well on that side, doing really better. But then the other challenges, really, this one thing to recognize, each industry is different. This industry does have a longer sales cycle. Okay.
Hmm.
As you rightfully said, there's a lot of construction going on, which means every company is super busy.
Yeah.
For them to take the time to look at a product, understand, and as we said before, there's a lot of product in the marketplace, just like me, right? So many companies must be talking to the contractors for them to sit down, evaluate, understand, and then make that decision. It just lengthens the sales process.
Yeah.
And a tool like this, it's not like, a Slack or something where you can start and then see how the adoption goes. This is something where the field crews must use the system. So it's not something where you can just start at the top and not cover the full journey, right?
Right.
So that means adoption is a problem if you don't cover the full segment of everybody who needs to touch the system, right? So that means for the company also, it's a challenge. They have to make sure that everybody is, can be trained, the system is easy to use, all of those. So that just extends the sales cycle. So that is something for any industry, anyone starting must understand that. Who are your customers? We all do that. Who are the customers? What are their main pain points? That's what we build the product for. But the other side of that is, what does it mean to sell? What can you put into your product that will make it shine when you try to sell it?
Yeah.
And how do your customers make their decisions, and how long does it take for them to make the decision? Those are also important. That's also a challenge for us. And that challenge is typically by just, we have a rich pipeline that we are working through, and that is, helping us with that. And we have different ways of creating touch points with the customer. We have, we have more than one way of doing touch points, and that is helping. We are keeping them educated, understanding of what we are doing. That's one of the challenges. And of course, as with any startup, finding the right talent, motivating them, keeping them on target, that is really a huge talent. And for tech platform like ours, you need to have a very deep tech talent team, and the customer-facing team must be very, very strong, whether it be the customer success team, or even the sales team. So talent is always a challenge. Okay, so I do think 50% of my brain space is filled with just talent-related issues and opportunities that exist when we find the right talent, bringing them on board. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Shanthi, you're literally answering my next questions, right? I mean, so how do you approach talent, right? So for your organization, how do you approach talent? How do you approach people? Do you have any particular things that you really lean on there? So what about that?
Yeah. So again, so our the Linarc is completely, it's people are there all over the globe for our office. So our tech engineering team is essentially based all over India. So while the sales and customer success, all of that are distributed in US, and the product is something that I manage, and then, people are here as well as, distributed in other parts. Okay. So having said that, right, when you have it's not like just trying to find the right resource in California, right? So your brain really needs to understand that, the requirements are different, the challenges are different, and the opportunities are different. Okay. So, and also for different roles, different roles. It's, I've been lucky in finding an amazing tech team to build out the product. They have, I have people who have stayed the whole journey with me, and, and the product is really great because I have a phenomenally great tech team. And I've been just as lucky in finding my CRO here, who's a veteran, who's done, a lot of startup sales as well as in bigger companies, and done really amazing things. So I think to some extent is I don't compromise. If I talk to a person and they have everything sounds good, even if I'm in a desperate need, I'm comfortable walking away if something is not gelling for me. Definitely. Okay. Because I do understand that a wrong hire can really take us back rather than move us forward. Okay. So that's something I'm really focused on, especially even in mid-level roles that I bring on, right? Very particular about making sure they can fit the job really well. They have the right kind of attitude, approach, the leadership skills that are needed, the cultural fit, as well as the emotional needs to survive a startup's journey. All of these things I consider when I hire. A lot of my top level hires are just through outreach. I reach out on LinkedIn, nice. Or if I read some article somewhere about them, I collect those snippets and then I reach out. So it is still a handpicked process for the leadership roles and stuff. But for for the other roles, we just, post a job posting or put it in one of the, so many tech platforms for hiring is there, put it in one of them, find the right resource, and then recruit them.
So Shanthi, so awesome. I could tell you really know your stuff. Really impressed. I think everybody needs to reach out to Shanthi. Reach out to her. I mean, I could tell from a product, from a sales, from everything. I definitely going to go places here with Linarc. So it's awesome having you on the show. So stick around for a few minutes. We'll just debrief, but I'm looking forward to following your career. And it was awesome having you on the show.
Thank you, Michael. I really enjoyed chatting with you today.
Absolutely.